about my cheese, I ain't worried about the pasta. Baby, nine, take a mind on the rock. They a hater up, might as well not be out. Fire like a chop, burn like a pepper. Screens in the rain, predicting like the weather. Serve in my cup, can't go without my medicine. So fresh, big bag of peppers. Where is the letter? All these on suckers. You know the money talk, you can ask Chris Tucker. I'm a country boy.
All right, welcome to Side Action, episode 14 of season 8. My name is Jim Weglars, aka Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspool on X and on Instagram.
And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action podcast. And I'm nasally, Jim. I'm real nasally.
Yeah, I can hear that. Did you got to have a nice hot soup or a hot shower, loosen that stuff up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Been doing round the clock. It started, I guess it started Monday night, I think a little bit. Yeah. And then just kind of worked its way in. But it's on its way out already. So
that's good. The weather.
Yeah, I feel fine. My sinuses are completely clogged. So
yeah, we had that like warm weather, cold weather. A lot of times that's
there it is.
Snap.
It's a gut punch for people like me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I get sick too. I take vitamins. You don't take vitamins. I'm a vitamin kid.
Oh, I mean, we do. We just like the wellness shots. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Well, so obviously you had a big weekend with some hockey or your coast to coast hockey, and
oh yeah,
there you go.
All the time. Both teams lost. I think about it. Oh man, yeah, that was tough. Rockford lost. They got shut out 2-0. Jim, they've only scored one power play goal at home so far, to my knowledge. They were 6 of 57, I believe, as of Saturday. It was like 10%. It's finally gone down because they lost 5-1 last night. So, and then the Wolves went to overtime and lost. So that was Sunday. But we did have one of the Wolves players on the radio show Saturday morning, and his dad played in the league for like 15 years. So it was kind of cool just to hear about that. And they do all the funny thing. The fun thing that I learned was that they do the pyro show, right? When you go to the Wolves games, they have all the fireworks and whatnot. But apparently the ice sucks. This guy was like, yeah, the ice is it's terrible. So I can only imagine how much of a home field advantage that is.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah.
What
and
about
then bowling?
Bowling? Yeah. So you used to be bowled sick. Did you have a Jordan flu game?
I did. I shot 723, I think.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, made like $400. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, nice work.
Yeah, could have been a lot more too if it wasn't for the first game. But yeah, just the sickness. I think is just
it dials you in.
It turns the brain off because I'm like, man, I just want to go home.
Just muscle
dial it in. Yeah,
doesn't let the brain take over.
So, but and then here we are.
Yeah,
football tonight though. Thank God.
Football, yeah. Back to Thursday. Well, there's football every night if you want to watch the action.
Yeah,
action. Wild Friday night, as I said last week, when you don't have no plans on Friday, guess what happens? It just
nice. It turns into everything.
Wild. It's been quite a few days. Yeah, a buddy of mine, one of Ridgway's friends from college, he wanted to hang out, so we started Pizza Lobo, and we ended up meeting up with Paul and Phil, and Phil's birthday was Friday, aka Mitch, as you call him.
Oh yeah, Mitch Alcock.
And we went to this place called Pueblito Viejo. It's a Colombian restaurant, authentic Colombian food. They also have a little dance floor in there. They're playing late 90s merengue. I am sitting there in heaven back there. You know what I mean?
Nice, I bet. Yeah, that sounds right up your alley.
My buddy Patrick is in love with the bartender there, and she's really cute. And I don't know if you saw the social stuff, but they put a hat on Phil and they sang to him, and you got to keep the hat, the Colombian colors, and all that kind of stuff. They had some drums.
Nice.
And then Paul was on a mission. I mean, he came out a little bit hot when he met us out. We met about 9:30, and he was already feeling it. We had a couple drinks there, and then we went to this place called Latin Bliss, which is a Latin nightclub, mostly reggaeton. I only stayed a little bit because, of course, I had to lose money at Rivers, but I also was playing volleyball in the morning.
Yeah.
Pat was telling me that Paul was all over the dance floor, just macking at all the ladies, making his moves,
Yeah.
So, hell of a night. I was a little banged up for volleyball, which was my first session, but I made it through. And then, went to Running Man Saturday, which was entertaining. I don't know if it's a must see, but it was good. And then had a bunch of people over for NFL Sunday, which was great. Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
I would recommend watching it. I don't know if I'd pay $20 to see it though. You know what I mean?
Okay, so like a matinee.
Matinee or first to video or first available. You go to nice.
The streaming service, yeah. Watch it at home, kind of deal.
Cool concept. I mean, generally, I don't know if you saw the original movie with Arnold, but that was kind of like just survive that stretch. This is like survive 30 days, and anybody can narc on you. Like everybody can videotape you, and they get paid. Everybody's so poor that if you given a tip that leads to a kill, they get the people, the witness gets paid, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's against you. It's kind of I didn't mind that. I like that setup. I think it was just. And Glenn Powell, good actor. He actually showed me some range, but it was kind of just him. There wasn't a lot around him. Like they didn't have like a team like on the original one. So
yeah. Okay.
Didn't have the one-liners, He had to split. He had to split. Stuff like that. I mean, different characters, different guys.
Yeah.
And then I had a conference the first 2 days of this week where it was just boozeville. Woke up on Tuesday morning.
Your job sounds awesome, by the way. Do you drink for a living? It's kind of what it sounds like.
Oh, I do.
Is this an intervention, by the way? Is that what this means?
Why do you think I'm like Gigantor? I mean, it's like my face is 8 too big. It's kind of awesome, except when you wake up at like 8 in the morning on a Tuesday and you have a worse hangover than Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really eat dinner. We were just doing I hit 4 receptions basically.
Damn.
Ended up at Tavern on Rush. Great idea. Mondays is Red Bottom nights. I don't know if you know what that means, but the Louboutins or they raffle off Louboutins. The Red Bottom shoes. You've heard of the Cardi B song, but they raffle them off there. So all the ladies go there, and there's all these guys trying to hit them. We just rolled across the street. We were at Gibson's for our last reception. I brought a few people over, had a good time, closed it down at midnight.
Oh my God, nice! Hell yeah, attaboy. Did you win any shoes?
I did not win any shoes, but I obviously was everybody's favorite. I guess I was doing well. A lot of guys were from Philly. They don't understand that. They never heard of the Viagra Triangle, right? Yeah. So one of my buddies, Jed, he's a good guy from the corporate office. I told him about the Viagra Triangle. We're going to go to Gibbs, the Viagra Triangle. Are we going to the Viagra Circle now? So I apparently did some Viagra Circle dance where I was like,
nice.
The hands were a little lower.
Anyway. Right.
Jesus. Yeah. Anyway, quite a week. I had to kind of sleep it off the last couple of days. Anyway. All right, dude.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Let's go in the shed. I will start this time since I don't want you to always go start negative. I'm going to go Dan Campbell. He took over play calling duties. And he beat up on Washington. Yeah. And he's been renowned as a 4th down guy. Like, I'm going to go for 4th down every time. And I think you got to see this game. This was Sunday night.
Yeah. ESPN's back, by the way. I can watch it.
Yeah. Oh, good. Thank goodness. Yeah. Thank goodness. He was, 0 for 5. And it's not just going for it because they were 4th and 1s a couple of times. But his insistence of running Jahmyr Gibbs up the middle, not David Montgomery. And then I thought this offense was creative. Like at some point, do maybe a play fake and do it. I mean, then he just dropped back. It was a rough watch. They ended up losing 16-9. They kind of were all in there. It was an interesting game, and their defense played pretty good. But I'm just like, Campbell, like, dude, I get it. You're probably following some analytics, but definitely for the play calling, those aren't the plays to call to run into the teeth of the Philly defense. Yeah,
the win definitely had a factor. He just went nuclear. He's like, I'm going. Somebody I saw on Twitter was like, it was his tin cup game where he's just going to keep hitting that shot. He's going to, yeah.
Let me do it up the middle again. Boom. Oh, no, boom, boom. Okay, and then the Falcons, not only did they blow a 14-point lead a couple of times, they were 21-14. I think it was like, another pipe there by 15 at one point. And then they lose Michael Penix, who now is lost for the year because he re-aggravated his ACL tear. So he's out for the year. And Kirk Cousins, he's bad. He's bad. This just in. Kirk Cousins is washed. 6 for 14 and 48 yards in relief, which is almost as bad as Shedeur Sanders, who didn't make the list. But I leave it for the Falcons. They didn't really address anything, in the offseason. They kept Cousins around, and they've just kind of blown their season. They just kind of shat themselves after having some early good wins.
Yeah, and they don't have their own first-round pick this year.
Ugh.
The Rams do, which is crazy because it's like 7th right now, I think.
So the Rams are going to get even better with the 7th pick.
Yes, yeah. That's Price doing business. So
That's right.
No, those are good. Those are good. I like them. Yeah. So in the shed for me, I'm putting UTEP in the shed. So an FBI investigation revealed that UTEP had been receiving NIL donations from the Juarez cartel, which apparently is a big cartel in Mexico. So
they're a small operation. Yeah.
Yeah, they were getting NIL money to support their athletic programs. I wonder if in exchange they were like their kids were going to school there. That'd be more interesting that they have cartel kids on the campus. That's what I would think.
They probably
hey, we'll give you money. You let our kids come to school. Everybody, is happy kind of deal. So kind of good business if they could figure it, if they didn't get caught. So,
yeah.
And then the other shed I wanted to put was just the Bengals in general. They lost 34-12. The season's over. Pittsburgh gets 2 defensive touchdowns. That's basically a difference in the game, which is sad because Joe Flacco was playing and you couldn't blame it, and it's tough. And then just to put the icing on the cake, Joe Burrow's going to come back and play, which is so stupid. It just shows you how poor Paul Brown really is, or Mike Brown, excuse me. And it just, it's insane. It just, oh my God. Like, why are you going to put him out there? The season's over. He's just going to get hurt again. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
He could get hurt again. Is that what you want him to do? I have no idea.
They'd have to run the table, right? Because they're 3-7.
3-7, run the table and get some luck. I think it's they'd have to get luck. They're not going to. I don't think they.
Can you go 9-8 and win this division? I guess is the question that I'd ask you.
I don't know if you can. I mean,
because they still play Baltimore twice.
The Ravens are what, 5-5? They're 5-5. The Steelers are 6-4, I think.
Yep.
So, I mean, they could theoretically jump them. The problem is, they do play the Ravens twice.
They do.
They've already played the Steelers twice and lost. I don't think they can, unless the Steelers completely fall apart, they're going to lose the tiebreak against the Steelers. So then it's just the Ravens, and I don't think that's happening unless the Ravens blow it to the Jets this week or something like that.
I mean, their last 3 games of the year are Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. That's looking pretty easy right now, and it's at Miami, so it'll be won't be crappy weather. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think it's just really stupid to have your prized possession out there playing just for him to get hurt again, because we all know what's about to happen. The Bengals have one of the worst offensive lines in football. It's like the Steelers. The Steelers have the same problem. They can't protect the quarterbacks. So
and he's going to have to throw the ball all the time, which is good for the
without Jamar Chase. Oh, we should have put him in the bin. Fucking idiot. Yeah, I didn't spit on anybody. Oh, okay, pal. There's a million cameras on that field. You
spits on somebody, and that cost him like $450,000 or something.
Yeah, and since when did that become a thing? Spitting on people? I don't understand.
You're wearing a helmet anyway. Like, are you really gonna? Yeah, I don't know. I really spit on people, so shut up.
Right, just insane.
All right, well, let's go Club Dub. The Murphy Lounge is empty for the moment. We need to fill it up. So who do you got in there?
I'm going to start with Matthew Schaefer. Okay. Matthew Schaefer, defenseman for the Islanders. He's now the youngest player in NHL history to score an overtime winner at 18 years, 70 days. The previous record was held by Sidney Crosby, beating him by 31 days. So the Islanders are a bright spot right now. They're in a wild card spot. If the season ended today, they'd be in, which is just incredible based on the year they had last year. And then a lot of turnover in the organization. They hired a whole new president of hockey operations, new GM, everything. So also in Club Dub, we're going to go with Devin Duvernay. He saved basically the whole city of Chicago with a huge 56-yard return to set up the game-winning field goal against the Vikings. Probably won't ever have to buy a drink for himself in the city ever again. So that's always a good thing. And then last but not least, we're going to go Randy Johnson. So the Mariners are set to retire his number in 2026. The pregame ceremony will take place in Seattle on May 6th, 2026 of next season.
Did he have to be out of the baseball? I mean, shouldn't they have done this already? He's retired for some time, isn't he?
I think it may not be that long. I don't know. I don't have MLB reference pulled up in front of me, but
the big unit, man, that guy is legit. I mean, obviously they had a great team back then with Griffey and A-Rod and stuff, but Randy Johnson played for them like in the 90s. I mean, Jesus.
There might be protocol. Hang on, I'm looking. Mariners Hall of Fame.
You have to be out of the baseball for like 15, 20 years or something?
Maybe. But yeah, go ahead. I'll keep researching. I'll see what I can find.
So Club Dub, I mean, this is kind of a low-hanging fruit. We Josh Allen, we bagged on him last week, and now he's back at Club W. He listened to the podcast. We appreciated Josh. 6 touchdown passes, 3 passing, 3 rushing, dominated the Bucs defense, 44-32 for the win on that one. So he's back in the MVP race, even though he's still behind the great Drake May and Matthew Stafford. But he definitely puts himself back in the conversation. And Will Lutz, he kicked the Broncos into, I can't spell apparently, single-handedly. He almost single-handedly beat the Chiefs in this one. 5 field goals, including a 54-yarder, and kind of a rough conditions out there in Denver, and obviously a PAT, so they get the win over the Chiefs this past week, 22-19. And I mean, the guy was money. The guy was clutch. Last year he got blocked in that key situation. I think that was at Kansas City when they lost. I know that they were kept on replaying that play, during the game, that maybe you get blocked in the game. He didn't. Came through in the clutch, get it done. Did you figure out when he retired?
I'm looking at it right now. The Seattle Mariners have retired 4 players' jerseys. Edgar Martinez in 2017, Ken Griffey Jr. in 2016, Ichiro in 2024, and then Randy Johnson in 2026. So maybe that's why.
Ichiro gets retired ahead of Randy Johnson. Ichiro was on the team after him.
Yeah, but Ichiro was like an icon. Like
Randy Johnson's an icon. He killed a bird with a baseball.
Yeah, the baddest man on the planet with a baseball. It doesn't say any protocol or like anything you have to follow.
I'm glad he got in.
Yeah, I mean, they've never won a World Series, so it's like, does it really matter?
Don't say that too loud. Ridgeway might be listening. She was very excited. She was also said that Dumper didn't win the MVP.
Yeah, that. I agree. That's stupid.
That was a tough one. I mean, what else? He's not going to have that kind of season again, likely. So. All right, let's do college football. Talk about just the games we covered last week. The Fighting Irish took care of business. They did win the game, obviously 37-15, and covering the number. It was the closing number even. Went under the 54.5. I mean, they took care of business. They did what they needed to do, so now they look basically they're in, right, essentially, unless they complete.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they have to
Navy or something. Like Navy this week or something. I can't remember. They've got the SEC schedule this week, which we'll talk about in a minute. The Trojans get the win. Iowa, they led at halftime 21-10, but they failed to score in the second half and lose 26-21, meaning that Iowa did. So they cover the number, meaning Iowa, but they didn't get the big win, which is sad. Of course, it was under 48.5. How about the Sooners? They shocked me. We talked about it. Mateer, I can't believe he played decent in this one. It was more the defense that played really well, forcing 3 turnovers. So the Sooner defense beat Bama at their own game, basically, getting the 3 turnovers. And they only gained 212 yards in this game, but they, somehow pulled this off, and the Sooners still have a shot to make the playoff.
Yeah, they control their own destiny, which is, all you can ask for at this point.
That's right. And then Georgia crushed the Longhorns. This was maybe a little bit of a surprise. Maybe not for you. The Dogs just lambasted them, as they say, 35-10. This was not even close. They held Texas to 23 yards rushing. I think that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
You got Gunnar Stockton had 4 touchdown passes plus a rushing TD.
They took them to the shed. I think Georgia just solidified that they might be the best team in the SEC, and they might not even play in the conference championship game. So
that's weird. But Gunnar probably should have been in Club Dub, but we'll see how he does. So this week I've got just 4 games, as I mentioned. When I was looking through the games, I'm like, oh, this is the week that the SEC schedule plays like Our Lady of the Worthless Miracle and the Citadel and all these teams that they're favored by 70 on. It's kind of a sad state of affairs, but there is one game in the SEC of note. Missouri's going to Oklahoma, as you mentioned, control their own destiny. They're in the top 10 again. Oklahoma's a 7.5-point favorite, 41.5-point total. This is 11 a.m. Central on Saturday. Any thoughts on this one? You think they keep it rolling?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but I like Oklahoma's defense against a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Yeah. I mean, even though the backup's been playing well, and his name is eluding me at the moment, but yeah, I think the Sooners are on a mission. I think every week, and we kind of forgot about this, that John Mateer kind of came back probably a week or two too soon. So like he's only getting better as the weeks progress, and that offense is going to look better, and the defense has looked, superb basically the whole season. So yeah.
Since I've been in front of me, let me just tell you the rest of the SEC schedule. A&M, who we didn't put on here, miraculously came back, right? Or was that last week?
That was this past week, yeah.
They play Samford, who's 1-10. Georgia's playing the University of Charlotte, who's 1-9. Alabama's playing Eastern Illinois, who's 3-8. That's a rough schedule there. Anyway, next game I highlighted was USC. I mean, obviously they have a flickering light of hope still to make the playoff. They're 8-2. They go to Oregon, who's 9-1. Oregon's a 10-point favorite now, 59.5-point total. Can they make this happen, or is USC going to actually travel and make it happen?
I don't know. It's at the 10.5 now, so the money's even moving away from you. So I mean, if you really like USC, that'd be a good time to buy in. I just don't know if they can hang with the line of scrimmage play and the physicality you're going to get from Oregon.
Right. Oregon's must-win kind of situation. Even though that loss, it's just, I don't know. They're unimpressive in certain other games, and that's going to matter with the committee. I highlighted this game, Pitt at Georgia Tech. It was a tight line game. Tech is a 2.5-point favorite at home, 61.5-point total. Pitt couldn't get it done last week, but I think they're probably a pretty good squad that can maybe push Georgia Tech, who's, as we talked about early in the season, has been really impressive. And they do play Georgia on their schedule, but that may not rule against them because they'll make the ACC title game if they win this game. Do you think that they can bring this one home, Georgia Tech?
They're going to have to if they want to make the playoff, because they still have to jump. I think Miami's the highest ranked ACC team right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Georgia Tech it's all pressure. And I believe that was one of the picks I tailed last week. They were going to have a look ahead spot, and they almost won outright, Boston College. So
yeah, I know that was a close one.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I trust them. I think that obviously if my theory is correct, they'll come out and play well this week. Right. Because they definitely looked ahead, and now, they got snapped back into reality of like, okay, you can lose if you're not paying attention.
Right. It's true.
So, but they're kids,
Kids, they're just kids. Come on, Dalton, give them a chance. They're just kids. Okay, so BYU, they're still, they won last week, which is good. They beat TCU. That's a lower opponent. They've got to go to Cincinnati this time. They're a 2.5-point favorite on the road at Cincinnati, 55.5-point total. That was at 7 p.m. Sorry to mention the times in the other ones. Those are 2:30 and 6, and now it's 7 o'clock. Can BYU get a really tough win on the road at Cincinnati? And I think they can still make the playoff game, even though they
they definitely can.
Stomped by Texas Tech. They can actually still make it.
Yeah, especially all the SEC teams beating each other up. I think that definitely would be a good chance. But I don't know. I something tells me that at night, if this game were at noon, I think I'd like BYU. But the fact that it's at 7 o'clock or 8 p.m. Eastern. Right. At night, everybody's going to be pre-gaming. It's going to be incredibly loud. You got a freshman quarterback with BYU. I don't know. Just something tells me the Bearcats, they're coming off a 7-point loss at home to Arizona. And, I don't know. I don't know. They beat Iowa State earlier in the year, but Iowa State may not be very good because then Utah did beat the crap out of Cincinnati, but that was in Utah, which is a tough place to play.
At night, we know that's tough.
So, but I something tells me to take the Bearcats here. They're going to keep it close.
Okay. I think so. Yeah. Okay. So, decent week last week, I think, right?
4-1. Yeah.
That's good. You're bouncing back. So who do you like this week?
This week we're going with OU minus 7.5, hosting Missouri. We're going to take Baylor plus the 6.5 at Arizona. Like I said, Arizona coming off that big win at Cincinnati last week. I think it's a letdown spot. Illinois minus 8.5 at Washington, at Wisconsin.
Wow.
I think it's a fluke. I think Wisconsin's not very good. They had one good week. They had a week where their punter was amazing and he had all the passing yards. So I just don't bank on that from Illinois. Michigan -13 at Maryland. I think the way that they played last week against Northwestern, you can't play any worse. They had 5 turnovers in the game.
Played Wrigley.
Yeah, the first time since the Outback Bowl. I think it was 2017. So they can't play any worse. Those are great weeks too, because they're going to get coached hard. They're going to come out and win probably 45-3. I would say.
Sure.
A dog walking, and then I'm going to take Cincy +2.5. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. We'll keep it rolling. Get right, pushing all the way back to 500 here.
Yeah, we got to get back to 500. Yeah.
All right. In the NFL, the dogs, it was more or less split. It was 8-7, but early in the day, the dogs were barking, and then favorites kind of came to roost later on. But
that's been the trend this year. Is the early games was and then the afternoon games suck. That's why they need to have more afternoon games. We need like a 7-5 split.
That would be great. Let's talk to the commission about that.
Yeah.
And then I steal this from the guru, John Hansen. He's called November Novunder
Nice.
for both props and also in the NFL. So it's 9-6 this week for the month. It's 24-19, which you may say that's not that much of a split, but given that
5 games, it's
50-50, that's a lot. 5-game advantage there. I highlighted just a few games that we talked about, a few up top. You mentioned a little bit about the Bears. Look, the Bears bared. We watched the game here. 16-3, sort of in control. I mean, J.J. McCarthy was trash. That really helped the official side action pick, which was garbage. But then they give up the lead. How do they let J.J. McCarthy take the lead in this game? 17-16.
Because all they do is kick field goals, Wegs. It's infuriating. Once they figure that out, that's the one thing separating them from being like an elite team is if they could, they're getting those turnovers. They could be the Saints when the Saints won the Super Bowl with Drew Brees. Like they just need to get those turnovers and score touchdowns and not just kick field goals. We can talk about a completely different team.
We talked about it when we were here. We're like, this is exactly like the first game of the year. You're just getting a bunch of field goals. It doesn't matter. But they did get the most important field goal at the end, and it was a good kick, obviously indoors, but he made it happen. So Bears in first place, first time in a long time for that this late in the season.
Yeah.
The Pack, they got the win. Wasn't pretty, but Jameis played the kind of way I thought he played pretty well. The Giants really, they took the lead at one point. And then, of course, they had a chance to tie the game late and got stopped late. So they didn't. So what's interesting is the final number was 7.5. So they didn't cover the final number for the Giants, but in the contest, it was a push at 7. The Pack get the win, but win unimpressively.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, this might have been the only miss. No, I think I had one call. I think I was 9-0-1.
You pushed on this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
One thing, I don't think Josh Jacobs is going to play. He got a little dinged up in this game. Doesn't look like he's going to play in this next game. But he's not. It's not a major injury anyway. Rams get the win. This was a weird game. 14-0 for the Rams. Darnold was awful. He had 4 interceptions in this game, but Seattle defense played so well that they kept him in the game enough to actually. And I thought this again. We picked the Rams. We were like, oh, we're covering, no problem, except a late score, 21-19.
I tried to tell you, Wegsy.
But in the end, what can you say? The Rams still won. They lead the West, and if they wouldn't have got that stupid field goal blocked by Philly, they'd probably be the 1 seed in the NFC.
Oh yeah,
that's going to hurt them.
They're still the scariest team in the NFC, if you ask me.
Balanced team.
The least penalized team in the league too, for the second year in a row.
That's right. Broncos get the win. This was a good call by you. Wrong aside for me. Denver played a great defense in this game all game long. They also kind of decided to kick a bunch of field goals that we talked about with Lutz. So I actually was watching the game. I'm like, oh, no problem. Kansas City went down, scored a touchdown, needs to kick the extra point, which didn't get it to get the cover. And then, of course, they did give up 2 more field goals late. That Broncos defense, even while Surtain is playing at an elite level.
Yeah, no, they're really good. It's really hard to win a Mile High. So
yeah. And Bo Nix.
And the Broncos just have more good players than the Chiefs do. Like the Chiefs, yeah. Do they have more than 5 good players anymore? Like elite players?
Yeah, they need a running back to show up at some point on this team.
Yeah,
it's probably not going to Week 12, you've got the Broncos on bye, the Chargers, Commanders, and the Dolphins. That was a weird game, by the way. We didn't put it on there. That was a bizarre game in, where was it, Madrid?
Yeah.
Where both teams tried to
That was heartbreaker for you.
It was. I didn't want the Commanders there, but
yeah.
Hey, what are you going to do? It's okay. It is what it is. They should have just kick the field goal, whatever, go up by 3, do something. No, get stuffed. Ertz doesn't get the ball for the touchdown, but Miami got stuffed at the 2-yard line, and then by Mariota.
Stupid. He's trying to give him the game away. Like, it's ridiculous.
He threw it right to the guy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight we've got the Thursday night game. We got Bills at Texans. Bills coming off the red hot win. Texans barely won as well. Another non-cover. Plus 5.5 for the Bills in the contest officially. I've seen it go up as high as 6 this week. Stroud is not playing. 43.5 point total. That total was 45.5. Came down to 43.5. I know you love the Bills probably, but I'm going to stick with my Texans until I die.
Okay, well then you can enjoy your loss because, they don't have a running back. They got Woody Marks. That's going to be who's going to kill Buffalo. And plus when Buffalo wins, they win by a lot. I think their average margin of victory is like 7.5 or 8 points or something like that.
They win big, except against the Dolphins in the first matchup. But
but like I said, teams go out of Miami and weird things happen. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah,
the Bills do have some injuries in this one. So Kincaid's hurt, and they've got a couple of receivers.
Yeah, Keon Coleman's sitting out because he's a dickhead.
Yeah, so I don't know. Josh Allen can beat Josh Allen. All he's got to do is score 21 points and they'll win. We know that. Yeah. But 55 or 5.5 is still a big number.
He has to score 3 touchdowns. In every game that he's scored 3 touchdowns or more, they've won. And every game that he hasn't gotten to 3 touchdowns, they lose.
There you go.
I think I heard this too. He scored 75% of their touchdowns this year. Or he's responsible for 75% of their touchdowns, like obviously throwing in, running. So it's insane.
He is an MVP candidate, as he should be.
Shocking.
Too bad he doesn't play defense. On Sunday, we've got Steelers at the Bears. I'm going to be there. Going to bring our Guitar Murphy there.
Nice.
Thanks, Papa Wegs. Bears are 2.5 point favorites in the contest, 45.5 point total at noon. Rodgers is going to play despite breaking his hand or doing whatever he does off his left
wrist.
Right, yeah. So, I don't know. Originally, I was on the Bears here. I kind of like them, but I worry about this game. The Bears, we don't use DVOA a lot on this podcast, but it's basically a metric to tell you how good these teams are. Bears are supposedly the worst 7-3 team in DVOA history. So I'm not saying the Steelers are good, but that's what scares me off back in the Bears here.
Yeah, their defense is – I'm trying to see too. Is Tremaine Edmonds did not practice – TJ Edwards did not practice. I think that's going to be a big key because I think the way the Steelers are going to beat the Bears defense is with quick passes with the tight ends and then obviously with Jalen Warren and such. So I just think whatever if the linebackers play for the Bears, they'll have a good chance to win the game. If they don't, if you get second, third string linebacker, if you get Sewell in there the whole time, I just feel like they're going to kill him. They're going to eat him alive. So, But again, it's going to come down to turnovers like every Bears game. Can they take the ball away?
Well, these two teams are really high. Both of the teams have. I think they're
the Bears are first and the Steelers are fourth.
Yeah, Steelers are +8, so not bad. So ultimately I backed off a bit, but a lot of the guys I listen to love those.
I would take the Bears. I'd feel good about it. The guy can't literally hand the ball off with his left hand. He's going to be worried about falling on it, getting hit.
He's so brittle. He's so brittle.
He's 41 years old.
He looks like he's older than me out there.
It's just the beard.
Skinny calves it is. All right, so next game we've got Jets at the Ravens. Ravens did win but not cover against the Browns. That was kind of an interesting game. The Ravens are 13.5 point favorites, 44.5 point total. You've got Tyrod Taylor in. The Justin Fields experiment is over with the Jets, at least for now. What do you think about this one?
I love the over and I love the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So the Ravens had played 3 straight road games going into that last game with Cleveland, and the offense has not played that great. And I just have confidence that offense will finally figure it out. Even though Lamar was on the injury list, I think for an ankle issue, He doesn't look as elusive as he has in the past. He's definitely not running as much, but I still think they'll figure. I think the tight ends will have a big day here. You'll get, a nice dose of Isaiah Likely, a nice dose of Mark Andrews, probably some Derrick Henry sprinkled in, and it'll be fine. Yeah, I think they score 35 points by themselves this week.
Wow. Yeah, this week I had a hard time finding a fifth pick, so I've got 6 on there. I do have the Jets plus 13.5. I think it's too many points. I don't love the Ravens, but you're right. They probably will explode at some point. I just think Tyrod's not going to turn the ball over, and he's actually going to throw the ball down the field.
The only reason they lost the game to the Bucs is because he threw a pick 6 at halftime. You realize that, right?
Okay, that's one play on the year.
He hasn't played that much this year.
Well, look. Our guy, Justin Fields, he's averaging like 100 yards passing in a game.
He doesn't throw the ball anymore. Yeah.
I think Tyrod can throw the ball a little more.
So he can throw it to the other team. All right, gotcha.
He doesn't throw that many. How many picks does he have on the year? You're throwing this up.
Yeah.
He's got 16 picks.
He's might.
Played 3 or 4 games. He's
pacing. He's pacing for that much. So he's played in 3 games. He has 3 interceptions.
There you go. He'll throw one.
And he's got 3 touchdowns.
There you go. That's a good split. He's not going to throw 6 interceptions in this game. He might
61% completion percentage.
That's not terrible.
That's for his career. Sorry. This year it's 62.3, 379 yards. He's averaging 5.5 yards per attempt.
5.5 yards attempt. Well, I'm sure it's still better than Fields, which is hard to do.
Yeah. Well, Fields is a runner, so he's a track star.
Anyway. All right, we're opposite there. That's fine. No big deal. I mean, it's 13.5. You want to lay it with the Ravens? You do it. You lay it. It's not in your top 5 anyway. So what are we talking about?
All right.
Okay, Patriots at the Bengals. Joe Burrow supposedly is going to play. At least that's where the line's going. It was up to 8.5 earlier this week, and I still was on the Patriots. I think they're going to win this game. 15.5 point total. No Jamar Chase. No Hendrickson. I know that the Patriots are a little overrated. I'm not pretending that they aren't, but they're much better on paper. This is one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I'll take the Patriots.
Yeah, I agree. And I think because they didn't play that well on Thursday night against the Jets, I think Vrabel will get on their ass a little bit and get them, ship shape. But I like the over in this game too.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you should.
There's always a lot of points in Cincinnati. There's never a defensive struggle that happens there. I've never seen one.
Yeah, not since the Marvin Lewis days, of course.
Yeah, no shit.
Giants at Lions. This number's come down. Maybe you can explain it to me. I guess Jackson Dart might be playing. Is that the deal? I don't know. It's down to 10 for the Lions in the contest. It's 10.5. Lions at home, 50-point total. Yeah, the Lions are a little banged up, but I don't know. They played a tough team in the Eagles. Maybe they're a little beaten up in this one. I don't think the Giants are going to be able to stop the run. And we know that the Lions will run the ball. At least they don't go 4th and 1 up the middle. So I like the Lions to lay the wood here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hate that we agree on this because I was like, ooh, I like this one. This is like one of my only favorite picks. I didn't really like the board that much this week.
This will be the week you're 0-5, and you're going to get some of my bad picks.
Right. Yeah, there it is. Jackson Dart was limited, by the way, in practice today.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I still don't think it really matters. I mean, obviously, Brian Branch is dealing with a toe. He didn't practice. Teron Arnold didn't practice because he's dealing with a concussion. So that's 2 defensive pieces for the Lions. Taylor Decker did not participate with a shoulder injury, so we might want to keep our eye on that for the offensive line. So, yeah, we'll see. I like Jared Goff to bounce back inside. That's really what it comes down to.
He's playing indoors. He doesn't have to wear those stupid gloves. Why does he wear 2 gloves? I don't understand. You can't feel the ball with those things on.
I guess he doesn't need to feel the ball to throw it in the ground, That's why.
He was really out of sorts against Philly.
Yeah, I think he targeted Amon-Ra 11 times and only had 2 completions or something like that.
I was like, throw it to J-Mo. Now, they didn't have the tight end in that game, which is big. But
yeah, Laporta.
They needed him. All right, let's go Vikings at Packers. Packers are 6.5 point favorites, 41 point total here. My initial take was Packers. I like that you picked them as well, and I still have them on my list. I'm a little worried about the total or the spread. It's a little bit bigger than it should be, but J.J. McCarthy in Lambeau in the cold, I'll take it all.
Yeah, I think the Packers will figure it out. I have way too much faith in Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur to figure it out before J.J. McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell do. And I think Minnesota's on the verge of exploding. You kind of saw it last week a little bit with Justin Jefferson getting frustrated.
Yep.
And I think if they do that if he comes out in the first quarter and does the same thing he did last week, I just think that there's going to be a meltdown on the sideline, and then the team's just going to implode. And then they're going to figure out who they're going to play quarterback.
We were teasing him because why does he wear all that goddamn eye black on his face? I mean, does he think he's a defensive lineman? And not even defensive linemen wear all that much.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, did you ever wear eye black in baseball?
No, not really.
I never wore it in football. I'm like, dude, give me a break. Like, and he's like freaking out.
He's like caking it on.
Yeah. It's like what was that show? Like The Program back in the 90s. Like just, dude, like just learn how, and he just chucks the ball down the field. It does it every single game.
Yeah, he's Brett Favre. He just throws it as hard as he possibly can, no matter how far away you are.
Yeah, just not as accurate.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're both on the pack. There you go. There's a pick gone wrong. We've got the Colts at the Chiefs. This isn't still in the noon window. Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites at home, 50.5-point total. I don't know. You like the Chiefs? I don't. I mean, I know that
I don't know.
It's
the only thing I like in this game is the over. That's the only thing I like in this game.
Okay.
You get the two best offenses in the league by by points per game. So yeah, I like the over in this game.
Can the Chiefs slow down, Taylor in this game? Because that's really the handicap for the Chiefs.
Well, and I tried to think about it too. Like, when was the last time the Chiefs got beat by a running back? Because like a lot of the times we've seen the Chiefs lose, it's to a quarterback that played well. That dissect them, like Tom Brady. Whoever else, Joe Burrow. It's not like Joe Burrow handed the ball off and they ran for 200 yards. So I don't know if that's the formula to beat this team. I think you have to have an elite quarterback and a good passing game.
Yeah, it's just they've had 2 weeks to prepare. They did pick up Sauce Gardner since the last time they played. The Colts should be solid in this game. It's just the Chiefs have to win this game. If they lose this game, I think they're
they get Chardavius Ward back too.
Yeah. I just feel like I won't go against the Chiefs in this spot, even though it's probably numerically the right pick. You know what I mean? Like, the index tells me to take the Colts. The Chiefs have to win this game. Are they going to be 0-6 in one-score games? Maybe not.
I did misspeak too. Points per game, Indy is first and Kansas City is ninth at 25.4.
Yeah, because Dallas is second, I think, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, last game of the 12 o'clock window, you got the Seahawks at Titans. Seahawks are 13.5-point favorites on the road, 40.5-point total. The Titans somehow got within the number with the Texans against a good defense, but Seattle has a much better offense. And look, Darnold has to bounce back. He played so bad in that game. So do you like to lay the wood here? It's a lot of points for a road game.
Yeah, I stayed away because if you want a really good defense to tune you up to play the Seattle's defense, I think Houston's a pretty good bet. So it's it's not like they're going to go up in class. Really, they're kind of staying in that same class they saw last week. So the question is can they hold Seattle to like 17 points? I don't know. I'm just curious to see how Sam Darnold responds. So I would take the under in this game, and then I would just watch. I don't know if I don't like the number enough to lay the wood.
Well, it was like against the Texans. I'm obviously lamenting a pick here. They're up 13-6. They punt the ball to the 5-yard line for the Titans. The Titans put together a 95-yard touchdown drive to tie the game inside of 2 minutes. That was, give Cam Ward some credit. I don't think they're going to score more than 10, like you said, 7 to maybe 6 to 10 points top. So we'll see. In the 3 o'clock window, you got the Jags at Cardinals. Jags are 3-point favorites in the contest, 47-point total. Looks like you like the Jags. They played great against the Chargers last week, and I don't even know what happened to the Chargers there. But
their offensive line is terrible. That's what happened.
Yeah, but what about the defense? The defense didn't show up. I mean,
because they were on the field all day long because the offense couldn't hang on to the ball. Yeah,
that's true. But the Jags ran the ball down their throat, which was good to see.
Yeah, and usually I think going into that game, the Chargers were the number one team with time of possession, and they did not hold the possession hardly at all that game. That was their biggest problem. We got a Trey Lance sighting even. That's how bad it was.
Trey Lance, he's still in the league. That's great to know.
Yeah. No, I like the Jaguars here. I think their defense will be able to get pressure. Jacoby Brissett is nice, but there's a reason why he's not a starting quarterback. I think he's He did set I was going to put him in Club Dub too because he set the NFL record for completions. But again, they got blown out. It was at 47 to 57. Yeah, it was crazy. For the regular season game, by the way, there's a playoff record is higher than that. I think Roethlisberger has that one.
Yeah.
Same. But I like Jacksonville here. I think they'll be able to. There's not really anybody that can run the ball for Arizona, so I feel like they're very one-dimensional, and you could tell that because Jacoby has thrown in a lot lately, and I just think to play against halfway decent defenses, you got to have balance, and they don't have that.
And we don't know if Harrison's playing yet, right? Marvin Harrison.
I do not see him. That's because I'm looking at Jacksonville's.
The Jags.
He did not participate with an illness.
Okay. Well, he had the appendix last week. Remember?
Yeah.
So
appendectomy. Yeah.
Appendectomy. Yeah. So the thing is that I don't know, the Jags. They scare me. Okay. Road favorite. I know that you're all right on the Cardinals. You're completely accurate on that handicap. The Jags are a team that scare the living hell out of me. It's only 3 points. That's a decent number. If they don't get turnovers and stuff, it worries me. But I mean, I can't. Arizona is not a great football team. So
yeah, they're tied with Pittsburgh. They're +8 in the takeaway differential as well.
Yeah, they're
13th in points scored and 12th in points allowed. So like they're above average. Jacksonville is.
But you've ever watched their games?
They want to kill yourself.
In control, but besides that. Since game one, it's always been a roller coaster, you know.
They also have the second best rush defense, defensive rush yards allowed per game at 86, and they're playing a team with literally no rushing attack. So
but that's fine. They don't even run the ball. They don't care. They're going to throw it.
Right, but then they can play a different style of defense if they know you're not going to run, though. That's what I'm saying. You lay the wood here. Just believe in Trevor Lawrence.
I don't believe in Trevor Lawrence. I want him to cut his hair in the offseason. I might cut his hair in the middle of the night. Sneak in, shave it off, see what happens.
Right, yeah.
All right, then the next game. This is a humdinger. Browns at Raiders.
This might be game of the weekend, honestly.
Oh, my God. Shedeur Sanders in his debut was not stellar. And you know what? I'm not rooting against the kid. I hope he does well. But when we watched him, he's running this way and throwing back across his body.
Well, it's because his offensive line is colluding against him. You didn't know that?
Did they just let him run in?
Yeah, that they don't block for him, that they're, the play calling is sabotaging him. Yeah, because, the outcome of his career has no, verdict on the outcome of anybody else's career. You know what I mean? Okay,
well, this move from like Browns favored to now 4-point dogs on the road, 36.5-point total. The real question is Myles Garrett going to play as hard as he did last week? Would he have 5 sacks in that game?
I think he had 3.
He had 4 for sure.
Okay, maybe it was 4.
5. Look, the Browns defense is really good. I can't personally lay the Raiders. I can't lay 4 points with the Raiders. I just can't do it. So go ahead if you want to do that. But you like the under, which makes sense.
Oh, I love the under. Yeah, give me all the under. I can't get enough of that under. Yeah. Yeah, you got 2 of the best pass rushers in the league. So probably 2 of the top 5, if not top 4.
Could be some turnovers.
Yeah, you think? And you got one guy, like you said, you got Shedeur starting. And the Raiders are pretty healthy. They've got one guy on the injury report. That's it.
Well, see what happens. But it's too many points for me. I wouldn't lay it with the Raiders. Eagles at Cowboys. Eagles are 3.5-point favorites on the road. 47.5-point total. This is 325. This number has moved to 2 or 3 in the marketplace. I'm a little confused by this move. Now I know that the Eagles.
Really?
You're not confused? You think
No.
that they should be a shorter favorite?
Yeah, I think it should be. I don't want to say closer to a pick 'em, but I had it like 1.5
Really?
too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, man. I understand. Game 1 was a different animal. You didn't have your guy Jalen Carter in there, so you could throw that one out to me. The Eagles defense is playing at a crazy high level. Now, their offense has sucked, no question. But they're playing the Cowboys defense. This Cowboys defense isn't good.
They hate their quarterback. And, this Cowboys defense may not be bad. They've gotten 5 guys back this week against the Raiders, which, again, technically it's 4 guys back. But
that's why the number went down. I get it. Do you really think they're a 1.5-point difference, huh?
Yeah, I think this game should be a lot closer. I think this is great value. So if you got it at 3.5, I love it even more. I love the hook.
Give me your stat. The 22-4 and 6-1. What is that?
Yeah. So Dallas in Dak's career as a starting quarterback is 22-4 against the NFC East at home, and that includes 6-1 against the Eagles at home when Dak plays. So he owns the Eagles in Dallas. He may not play as well in Philadelphia, but they play well in Dallas. So, and they have momentum for the first time all season.
I will line up against you on this one for sure.
Since the 40-40 tie, they have momentum.
Since the 40-40 tie. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Look, you might be right. Maybe they're going to run the Eagles ragged, and the Eagles can't keep up with them. But this will be the game that they actually have to use A.J. Brown. They have to use use Saquon Barkley out of the backfield.
Yeah.
And I don't know about that Cowboys defense. I don't really trust
And Lane Johnson is not playing, which is huge, I think. I think Jalen Hurts in his career is 5-7 when he doesn't play. They got beat by the Jets a couple of years ago because Lane Johnson didn't play. So, I don't know. Just might be a long day. I think I might take the under in this game, honestly.
No, it's definitely an underplay. The Eagles' defense is an under defense. That defense is really good. I mean, I know that they
47.5 seems way too high.
Way too high. They played a compromised Green Bay team, right? It was a tough game on the road, and then they played the Lions, who score against everybody. And I mean, they held them to 9 points. I don't know. You maybe you're right, but yeah, under 47 for sure for me.
Is Jalen Phillips playing his way into Defensive Player of the Year category
already in one
of the
games?
I mean, he couldn't he? I mean, he'd have to probably get a lot more sacks, but
I don't know what he did when he was with Miami if he had good stats, but he did have a great game against the Lions. All right, well, we're opposite sides there. That's just good. Then we've got the Falcons at the Saints. Again, with the Kirk Cousins news starting, it's moved from Falcons favored to it's 1.5 in the market. It's all the way to 2.5 in the contest. Saints are, and the total's 39.5. So do you think Falcons are waving the white flag? I mean, Kirk Cousins does stink, but Saints are coming off the win and now the bye. I don't know. I don't see them as this big of a favorite. I understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I literally have no idea. This feels like another under game to me, but that just means that this game's going to be 60 points. There's going to be no defense. Bijan goes for 200
throw
yards.
The ball to Bijan Robinson at some point. Drake London is supposed to be hurt too. I think that's one of the reasons why this number moved as well. So, Kyle Pitts sighting.
Drake London did not participate.
Right.
Some other notable injuries, not really. I mean, defensive guys, obviously, but Drake London's the biggest name. Chris Olave was a full participant as well. So
I like his props over because he's going to be
Atlanta can rush the passer though. That's the only thing that would worry me with.
There's value to Atlanta. It's just, is Kirk Cousins completely washed? Can he not play football anymore?
They have the 6th best pass defense in the league.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Saints have the 9th. They have the 21st rushing defense and the 28th. Atlanta is the 28th worst rush defense. So
what you're telling me is the Falcons are the play because Bijan Robinson should get the football.
Yeah.
We're changing this pick. We're changing the Jets pick.
Actually, you should go over because that just means that they're going to throw the ball because that's what everybody's going to expect them to do is to hand the ball off, and you should do the opposite.
ATL plus 2.5. It's on the board.
There it is.
Okay. Sunday night game is Bucks at Rams. This game opened at 6 and now is up to 7 for the Rams at home. 49.5 point total. 7:20 p.m. The Bucks are ending this gauntlet of schedule. They played the Patriots, at the Bills, and now at the Rams. I don't love it for the Bucks. I love Baker and I hope he comes through here, but it's Rams are past, but I liked it better at 6.5 than 7.
Yeah, the Rams have 4 guys on the injury report, and the Bucks have 20 guys on the injury report.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Bucky Irving is still limited. Baker is actually sick this week. He's listed as limited as an illness. So yeah,
flu game.
Yeah, no, take the Rams. I mean, the defense will get after him. Tristan Wirfs was limited as well with his shoulder.
That's not good.
He should be coming back though. I don't think he's actually played much this season. And then Chris Godwin was a limited participant. So this team just comes down to who's actually going to play and who's not going to play. But to your point, they've been running the gauntlet. So
They can lose this game and
It'd be
still
just
run
fine.
the table and be
Yeah.
like 12-5 or whatever they're going to be. I mean, and that's why I think they don't need this game because it doesn't matter. Even if the next game we'll talk about, Carolina wins, they're
Oh
going to
my
beat
God.
Carolina for the division.
Do you want to hear their back? Do you want to hear their schedule? They have the Cardinals, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Dolphins, the Panthers to end the season. So yeah, they get healthy. They're go on a run. Yeah, they'll be fine.
They're going to win out. I mean, after this game. Okay, so yeah, I think you're right. But it's Rams or pass. I just don't love the number. Monday night, you got Panthers at 49ers. 49ers are 7-point favorites at home, 49.5-point total. I don't think you have – this is like the first week you're not picking the 49ers. You've been doing it like every week regardless.
Yeah.
Just going to throw some – I mean, obviously they had a miraculous comeback when Kirk Cousins was in there. Carolina, it's 7-4 to the number. So I don't love it. Now, Purdy did play pretty good, but obviously they got outgained like incredibly in this game. They scored a ton of points at Arizona. Panthers, I mean, Bryce Young should have a decent game. The 49ers can't get to the quarterback. So
yeah, they have the worst pass rush rate in the league. So yeah, that's the only thing that worried me about this number. That's the only thing. Well, I don't know if it's too big. I think it's like perfect. I think it's right on the like. If it were 6.5, I'd take it.
Of course.
So yeah, I just think it's right. It's just a bad number in my opinion. I could see the back door being open here.
Ooh, we always like the back door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I stayed off of it because of that too. I know that Carolina, they've kind of been pulling stuff out of their butt sometimes, but then they've also gotten smoked. So it's
Christian McCaffrey revenge game.
That's true. Very true. He's going to show him. I almost made it to
3 touchdowns. You think
3? I don't know. Are the Panthers that bad against the run? They're pretty good against rushing the passer, right?
Let's see.
He might get some dump off passes in this one.
They are 12th against or 17th against the run, 16th against the pass.
Middle tier.
They're 21st in takeaway differential, and they're 28th in points per game. So I just don't know if they're going to score enough.
They give up points, so the 49.5 is probably a little light. Just saying. Okay, let's go over your picks. You had a great week, 4-0-1. So it's like, hey, let's go 1-4. Let's go 4-1. You're just all or nothing, which I love.
Yeah.
Go through the picks now for yourself.
Yeah, I'm going Detroit -10. I'm going to take Dallas plus the 3.5, Jacksonville minus the 3, Green Bay minus 6.5, and I'm going to take the Cleveland and Vegas under at 36.5.
I like how you slipped that in there. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I still have 6 picks. Whatever. I like Philadelphia. We're against each other 3.5 on that one. I like New England minus 6.5. We're both on Detroit 10.5 and Green Bay 6.5. But I put in the Falcons plus 2.5, not because of Kirk Cousins, but just whatever. And then I do think Houston's going to be okay tonight. But
no, they're going to get crushed.
Man, come on.
It's Davis Mills.
I know Davis Mills. Davis Mills the third to you.
Yeah, he couldn't even score against the Titans, for God's sakes.
I know. That was a little sad. But the Bills' defense is pretty bad. You know that, right?
Yeah, they just can't stop the run. That's their problem. And Houston can't run the ball.
They got Nick Chubb. He's old.
Points allowed per game, Houston is first, obviously.
Yes.
Yards Houston is third against the run. They are third against the pass. But here, their passing yards per game 16th, rushing yards per game 23rd, rushing yards per game for the Texans first. Or excuse me, for Buffalo is first. Like they have the best rushing attack. Do you know who has second, by the way?
Per game rushing.
Yep.
Carolina?
No, Chicago.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So
keep
that in mind on Sunday. Yeah.
Wait till it's the back end of the schedule, but yes. Okay, so in Survivor contest updates, only 61 people knocked out this last week. It was so there was some intrigue, but it was pretty easy. There's still over 5% of the pool left, so just under 1,000 entries. Alan Art are still in, thank goodness, carrying the water.
Who are they riding this week?
They haven't said anything. They won't post it until Saturday. I think they're going to go. Well, it depends on who they've got left. I'm
surprised you didn't know.
Well, I have my own grid. I'm still doing other contests, so I have my own grid. I should know. If I buy in, I'll know better. I know that they've taken They've taken the Packers, the Lions,
The Broncos.
They may have Baltimore. I can't remember. They took the Broncos on that Monday.
Yeah, the Thursday night game. Yeah, the Thursday night that was like 10-7.
Seattle. My guess is they would take San Francisco on Monday night. I think they've already taken the Rams. So of the big spreads, they've already taken most of those teams. So not sure. They gotta get through this week, and then they have to pick a Thursday game, which will probably be the Eagles against the Bears, which is Friday.
Oh, that's interesting. That's spicy.
It is spicy. Okay, so in the contest update, listen to this though. Whoever, unlike us, we've been middling the same way. Somebody got hot. They're at 84%, 42-13. That is smoking hot. The top 100 is actually the top 61 tied, but they're at 35-20, which is 70%. So it's going to be tough to cash, even if we were on top of things, because that is a really good clip. Usually it's around 63% to cash and 80% to win. So it's a competitive year, kind of flip back. We are lowly. We went 1-3-1. That was another. We went below 40%.
Oh, nice.
I'm telling you, those late. We actually, commiserate a little bit. I'm like, how many games flipped in the last minute for us? Like, many. But all right. So what are you up to for the Thanksgiving week? And I guess we should talk about when we record. Friday, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're doing Thanksgiving on Saturday with Linnea's parents, and then football on Sunday, and then we're going to Ohio we're doing one day in Ohio for Thanksgiving, and then we're coming right back to do Thanksgiving in Chicago. So,
my gosh, that's busy stuff. That's cool. And for me, it's just Bears game on Sunday here. I am
rub it in. Did Papa Wegs give you the tickets, or?
Yeah, got me the tickets.
Nice.
Electronic. I'm surprised they didn't mail them, like in the mail.
Wow.
Have them get stolen or something. But yeah, I'm also gonna do like this candlelight, Queen concert for a date on Saturday, and tomorrow night a couple bevies. So it'll be a full weekend. Right now, no real plans on Thanksgiving. I may do nothing. I may just watch football and sit on the couch because it's fine. I'm okay with that. I could go out to the burbs, but I'm not really down. I mean, like, either I Uber for $50 both ways, or I take a train for 2 hours to get out there. So I'm like, I don't really need to eat turkey. It's fine. It's okay.
Oh, come on. It's about the camaraderie, Wegsy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your ass out there.
No way.
Nobody else is working. Like, come on. What are you doing?
I can sit on my couch. I can go for a nice walk. I can, maybe go to the movies or something. I don't know. Whatever I can do. I can watch football for most of the day on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. You could go shopping even.
When do you want to do the recording next week? Do you want to do it when do you drive?
I think we're going to leave Thursday morning.
Okay.
So we could do maybe Wednesday.
We can do Wednesday or Friday.
Or Tuesday, Monday. We might do, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay. We'll let everybody know. So
yeah.
Well, follow us at Side Action Pod on X, Side Action Podcast on Instagram. Follow me at Wegspool on X and on Instagram.
Yeah, and don't forget about TikTok for Side Action Podcast. And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Allow us to be the first to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
There it is.
Enjoy your family, except for me. I don't want to enjoy my family.
Yeah, enjoy your couch, you bum.